We're back outside. Uh, it was supposed to rain today, but it's not, evidently. It actually ended up really, really bright. So this is going to be a bright video. It's going to be a well-exposed video, which means that the file size is going to be large and is therefore harder to upload. That means that the video is going to have more color depth. As light gets darker and the video gets darker, there's less difference between the colors you see. So we're going to have higher contrast in colors and a higher file size. But you don't need to worry about that. I do. What you should worry about, and what I'm also worrying about, things we have in common, would be the new season of Strange New Worlds coming up after January. Yeah, the next thing we're going to be doing is Starfleet Academy, and then the second to last season of Strange New Worlds. And there's a very interesting piece of news with this that everyone's probably already talked to death about. But Akiva Goldsman, one of the top people at Strange New Worlds, him and Alex Kurtzman and the like, the usual suspects, we call them. They seem to think that season 3 was like an aberration, right? Like that's the weird one. And that season 4 is going to be like back to basics, right? So this is the people who created season 3 actually like admitting they may have had a problem, which is remarkable, right? Admitting, you will be amazed how hard it is to get someone to just admit that they're wrong or they made a mistake, especially in corporate culture. With regards to Secret Hideout and them, you need to be able to spin off any mistake as a feature, right? A bug becomes a feature, right? You can't say that we made a mistake. You need to say that, we had a different idea at that time, and this was all planned, right? Our changeover to go for fewer outlier episodes, as I think Akiva Goldsman specifically said, our change to go for fewer of them was intentional all along. And if you love season 3, that's great, right? But my perception, generally from what I've seen, as limited as it is that season 3 had way too many what they call outliers. They're swinging for the fences one too many times. And when you only have 10 episodes and 7 of them are some kind of genre-bending thing, or actually what happened was 7 of them were based around romance. Like, romance was a critical factor in the plot of almost every episode in season 3. That kind of drives people crazy because you only got 10 episodes. So it significantly changes the character of a season when you have too many episodes that are wild and out there. And they specifically said, I think, swinging for the fences. And if you look at it, like the charitable view would be that if you look at this timeline between season 1 to season 5 of Strange New Worlds, not that many episodes because you only got 10 apiece and the last one's like 6. But, follow me here. You have season 1, average Star Trek kind of feeling. A little crazier, and we're peak crazy with 3. And then when you get to 4, we're ramping it down. And then what's 5 going to be? Just like season 1 again? So there's this hump in the middle. And you would be mistaken for thinking that they had this planned. I don't think they had this planned. I think they really thought people were going to love season 3, because it was so wild and wacky. But I'm trying to read the room. I'm trying to read the tea leaves. I'm only one person, but I think the average perception was that it wasn't that great. You may disagree, but I just think season 3 had not enough Star Trek and too much goofing around, right? And you only got 10 episodes to do it in. But it is remarkable that they are admitting kind of that it was a problem. Like, first they admitted that the quality was spotty because of the conditions they were filming it in and writing it in, I guess, because of strikes and whatnot. And now they're specifically saying that season 4 is going to have fewer outliers, right? So when that comes from the horse's mouth, that really means something. I can say anything, and it could be complete garbage, right? But when the people who make the thing say that their next thing is going to be not like that, read between the lines. What does that really mean? If I was a company called Pizza Co. or Pizza Company, I don't know, and I made pizza, and the pizza I made last time was bad, say, I wouldn't, let's pretend I never said that my pizza was bad. I wouldn't admit it, but I made bad pizza. And every other person, every other company, or every other YouTube channel in this instance was called I Hate Pizza. So every channel called I Hate Pizza gave me bad pizza reviews. Oh, pizza company, their pizza's garbage. Don't eat it. It's garbage. It's bad. You can believe neither. Your name was I Hate Pizza. You're going to give my pizza a bad review. But when the company itself admits that there was a problem, we better listen. Like, it doesn't matter what the opinion of someone whose name is I Hate Pizza is. What matters is the opinion of people who say the pizza company itself and somebody named I Love Pizza Company. If a YouTube channel was, for in this case, say, it was called I Love Star Trek Strange New World Season 3. That was the name of the channel. And every video they made was about how much they loved every single episode of Season 3. And then eventually you saw them post a video where it's like, man, Season 3 wasn't that hot. I gotta admit it, guys. I'm sorry. There's something wrong here. I would believe that person, right? Because they're the one that has like the higher hump to get over, right? They have a threshold, right? So if somebody's threshold is really high and they go over the top of that threshold with something and they admit the truth, that's more valuable than people with no threshold or no tolerance for crappiness. Like if my tolerance for crappiness in Star Trek was bargain basement as low as possible, there'd be no reason to listen to me ever, right? Even though I'm trying to be fair. And the fact of the matter is, when Secret Hideout itself, when Star Trek itself says that there's a problem with Season 3, that doesn't just mean there's a problem. That probably indicates that there's a very, very serious flaw in it. The underlying premise is skewed in some weird way, or it's just, from the get-go, there was a problem in every single script, or something like that. So, I'm not going to trust I Hate Season 3 people, and I'm not going to trust I Love Star Trek Season 3 people, but logical or not, like whatever you think about it, and however you could argue this whole point, you could probably prove me wrong a million times, but when Star Trek itself says that there is a problem, now I know there's a problem. What matters most? My opinion to me, and the opinion of the person who created the thing I'm basing my opinions on. That two-way interaction here. That's more important than anything. And you should think that too, right? Like your opinion of what you just watched is more valuable than my opinion. And second to that would be the opinion of the people who made the thing you just watched, in this case, Star Trek. So Season 4 is going to have less outliers. It's going to be normal Star Trek. And I did watch that very tiny clip they showed from Season 4, and it honestly, it was so dry and so boring that I didn't make a video on it. I didn't even care. I just watched it and it was like I watched nothing at all. Maybe that's a good thing. Like maybe we're at the point where seeing nothing really happening on Strange New Worlds is better. It's better than seeing Spock dancing. You know, it's better than zombies. It's better than seeing them play around the holodeck. But is it better than puppets? Right? I don't know. There's going to be a puppets episode in Season 4. I'm not particularly in love with that idea, but we'll see how it works out. Like I said before, anything can be good, right? You just have to be such a skilled writer. But are they? I don't know. Most would agree that modern Trek is like it's hitting on a lot of things, but most people agree now, on whatever side of the new Trek versus old Trek, whatever argument you're on, most people seem to agree that it's like the writing that is not up to snuff. I think we can more or less say with certainty that the production is actually very, very fancy. These episodes look like movies. Set design, no. Production, yes. They are produced like $1 million, and I think maybe they cost $1 million, per episode, or more. I don't know. I don't even want to know how expensive these episodes are, but they look it. If something is expensive, you want to see it on screen, and I can see the money burning every single episode. High production values. like acting is generally okay. The casting is, I think, is generally okay. The casting, I mean, the casting usually becomes a problem when we're recasting old characters that we know. That's when it gets hairy. But generally, the casting, in my opinion, has been okay. But the thing is, the writing. That's where most people will say, like, sometimes this writing is a little bit scuzzy. It's a little bit ho hum. It's a little bit hokey, right? And that's usually the problem. And are we going to be seeing more of that with Strange New World season 4, Strange New Worlds season 5, or Academy? I don't know, but the reality is that are puppets better than boring? I don't know. I don't think so. Anything can be good with good writing, like I said. If you're a really, really, really good writer, you can make it work. But now, I don't know. We don't really see the exactly top-notch writing here usually, but with a few outliers. Right, there's that word again. Is season 4 going to be back to season 1 level? I kind of like season 1 of Strange New Worlds, and season 2 isn't that bad, but season 3, there's just this hump where it just gets crazy, right? And are we going to be going backwards on that? We're going to find out on this channel. I'm Lieutenant Mark, and I'm going to see you next time. So long.